Hello, this video is to show you how to put on your heart rate monitor and then also talk a little bit more about the app and the zones and then how we're going to use it. So you should all have your heart rate monitors at this point. If you don't, you need to meet with me ASAP to get your monitor because it is going to be used throughout the entire course, so you definitely need one. So when you're putting on your monitor, it can be on either wrist, it doesn't matter, or either arm. Make sure you're doing 3 fingers from your wrist bone. So if you bend your wrist, 3 fingers, and that's about where your monitor should be. If you are using the monitor, it's not flashing any colors, you're not getting any heart rate reading, you can turn it to the inside of your wrist and you might get a better reading there. It depends. Some people with smaller wrists get a better reading on the inside. Just kind of play around with it the first time. If you go out and you notice that it's not working or whatever, just play around, maybe switch arms. If it's not working, also try to put it a little bit higher on your arm and see if it works after that. It does take a second for it to acknowledge your heart rate. So if it doesn't work immediately, just wait a second and make sure that it's actually not reading your heart rate. But you can always turn it on the inside or wear it on the outside, whichever one feels more comfortable or is working better for you. And then also make sure that your strap isn't skin tight. It shouldn't be loose so it's moving all around, but it shouldn't be skin tight, otherwise you won't get a good heart rate reading. So keep those 2 things in mind. And then also, these heart rate monitors are not waterproof. They cannot be submerged in water. So if you're planning on swimming, do not wear your heart rate monitor into the pool. It will get ruined. You will have to pay the $160 to replace it. So make sure that you are not getting it wet in any case. Wearing it in the shower, I don't know why you would, but make sure you're taking it off before you take a shower. Do not wear it in a pool. Do not submerge it in water. It is not waterproof. It is sweat proof, so don't worry about if you're sweating. I rode my exercise bike last night and wore one, and it sweat proof, totally fine, but it cannot be submerged in water. So just keep that in mind. So going through the app a little bit, once you register for everything, make sure you put your height, weight, and gender in there because it uses those data points to actually calculate your heart rate. So those are really important things to put in the app. And then also make sure you're using the email that you put on the contact log because that's how I am getting your data. It has to be the exact same email that you put on the contact log so that I can get your information as well. So when you open the app after you've signed up for everything, it should come up to the screen and it has a few different activities. The first one is open activity. This is any activity that you want. You can use it for literally any activity. That's why it's called open activity, but it does not have goals and amounts of time that you're supposed to be in the different heart rate zones. So that's why I put the other ones. So if you're doing a low intensity exercise, something like walking, maybe a light jog, a recumbent bike, something that's not going to get your heart rate up a lot, that's when you want to use the low intensity. The moderate intensity is a little bit higher, maybe if you're jogging a little bit faster, starting to run, or if you're walking and running, I would probably use moderate intensity. And then high intensity would be like high intensity interval training, dancing, some forms of dance would probably be in the high intensity, biking really fast, sprinting, those kinds of things that use a lot of energy and endurance will be in the high intensity. And we'll talk about heart rate zones in next week, so you don't have to worry about that exactly right now, but make sure you are looking at those different zones and then choosing the correct activity. So the ones that I have preset have goals for how long you should be in which zone. The way you know you're in that zone is on your heart rate monitor. It will flash. Blue is you are in the like basic, not really in a zone. Yellow is the like medium zone, and then red is the highest zone. So your zones will be set based on your height and weight, like I said before, and your gender, but the zones that I have set are around the zones for everyone. for those different intensity level activities. So we will be talking about this more later, and if you have any questions, if you're super confused, you have no idea what I'm talking about, just call, text, or email me and we can figure it out together. But I hope you guys are super excited to use this awesome tool that we have been given, and you will be able to actually track your activity every day. And then also it will send you an email after you end an activity. It will send you an email summary of your activity, and you can see the amount of time you were in the zones, if you met the goals, that kind of thing. So I'm really excited to use these. You guys are the first ones that have been able to use them, and I'm just really excited about it. And let me know if you have any questions.